Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
I feel like I know someone who's done that.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
Oh, okay, bye. Just walk away.
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you.
Aw.
I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family.
Wow, what a nice guy. Okay, thank you, sir.
Huh?
What's wrong?
Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Okay. Okay. Stealth. Remember when we could sneak? We could crouch and whatever, all that? Couldn't do that anymore. There.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Uh-oh.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here anytime soon. What's your proof?
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King.
Yeah, there's probably a connection for sure.
Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now,
Maybe not.
repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
My patience is running thin.
Sand. Oh.
You heard what I asked.
Oh. Whoa. Look at that.
Yeah. Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's gonna flay us alive.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear and that the Scarlet King will return to this land. I'm not making this up, I swear!
Hey, go on. Keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. They're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
This doesn't make me happy for you.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Got it. At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumors said. Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just saying what the others said.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village. What about you, man? Have you seen him at all?
Man.
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
Well, okay. Names work.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending warning messages. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Remember
got
that
it.
from the trailer?
We'll do just as you say.
Okay.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying.
Good thing I'm not one of your enemies. Yet.
He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that before.
All the more reason to not get on his bad side.
I heard that.
Sorry.
I mean, he's right there. Look at his ears. I don't even know if those are his ears. Those aren't probably his ears, but still.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places.
Check the scholars' homes? Find something else?
Very well.
Well, just matter of fact you are.
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
Okay. What did you find? Found the footprints I found?
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it
What
is.
is it?
Take a look right here.
Sand.
anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here.
Wow.
From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the
So
village.
It took you a moment to sense this incense, but you were able to detect, like, footprints under sand?
The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
You mean someone else has been here?
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the
Lured
incense.
him away. Oh, so that's what happened?
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
You fall for that thing all the time, Paimon. You get lured by food all the time. Oh, both are so good. I mean, the same, but still, it's like...
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
So, you know, they're addicted.
No, Grandpa. So someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
To resurrect King Deshret, the Scarlet King.
Are the rumors really true?
It's the only lead we have so far.
Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him. Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
Good plan.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back. Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Yeah, that tends to be my thing.
Oh, Dia's here too.
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Not really.
Reasonably.
Yeah, that's actually the best answer.
Alhaitham didn't go
Where
with
is
you.
Alhaitham? He's disappeared.
We haven't seen him
Yeah.
at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his
Great.
own. Did you find out anything useful?
A couple things.
I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village. The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars
Come
are
on.
fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here.
Sino Cannons, please let me know that you know that we're being watched. Please tell me you can sense those over there.
Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads
Probably
there?
not.
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook.
The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
Heard some of those names. Not sure about all of those names.
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia, you're amazing! You really know this place inside and out.
Dia, oh.
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Nice signaling.
Let's head out.
Although, I feel like all the people here that should know that we're being spied upon, it's amazing that Dia is the one that points it out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out.
What? He can handle himself?
The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections.
So you're gonna send me alone?
Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust.
Did she misinformation things? Oh, maybe she's trying to make us look weaker than we actually are.
I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebat with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the Mad Scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue investigating on your own.
All right, sounds like a plan.
You've been made. What that was all about.
Sino, please don't take offense. I'm sure Dia just wants to help everyone solve their problem as quickly as possible. That's why she can be so straightforward at times.
She can be straightforward, just like you.
I don't mind.
Ah, I see. Well, from the way you were staring out into the distance, I thought you might have been mulling over Dia's words.
No, I'm used to being treated that way. It's natural to fear strength. I take no objection to it.
Well, here we are again.
Back to the green.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the
A little
area.
bit, yeah. You should see all these weird potatoes. They're R&Rs. They're crazy.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
It's almost like it was made by the gods.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us.
Keeping people like you out?
Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more.
Wow.
Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The Academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the Academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
how she feels. I hope she doesn't do anything.
Hey, Dia. You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all.
Okay, I feel like now I want to know how this wall exists.
Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
I'm on.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for.
What are we here for?
Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone we know. Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly
Zaki.
face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another
You
land?
could say that. Nice to meet you.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
Traitor. You. Oh, come on. Did we really just walk into this?
What's this all about,
Yeah, I was
Zaki?
gonna say, Zaki, really?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there.
Dia.
Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a
Wait, are
mistake.
you trying to just admit to their crimes?
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you, If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samio would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Edgar. You're here too, huh?
That's them.
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
That's true, then why is the Scarlet King dead and the Dendro Archon not?
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Okay, so pay us and she's your friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Okay, time to have some fun, right?
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Yeah, can I blaze you? Can I? Nope.
Following
Don't
orders.
blink! Hey! Cut to the chase! Let's light it up! Propagate!
Traitor!
Know my sword! Speed of light! Sword from shadow! Rain outlines your fate!
Impossible! How could
Because
you?
we are 5-star characters.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all.
Look at her.
And of course, you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting.
Wasn't she also called the Flame Maid or something?
That so-called Flame Maid is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others.
Gosh.
That's what you thought, right?
Smart Thea.
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic.
Pathetic. Oh my gosh, dang!
Okay, that should be all of them.
Alright, so now what?
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating. Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Those names you mentioned.
Oh, you mean the funny names she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit,
Something crook.
Paimon can't remember them all.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
So who is Ducktail with the bearded crook? Is it Zaki?
That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius idea!
Yeah.
Well, that's an expert mercenary for you.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About the deserts and the walls and all that?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
I don't think you're that kind of person. That's true. I do think you're a little not so easily swayed by money.
What makes you so sure?
Because you've been without an employer and you're still helping us out. Yeah. Yep. See?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon.
That's good.
I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the academia's trickery.
Yep, pretty much.
But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Awesome.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Alright. Just noticed that my quality is not up to par.
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too.
Okay.
She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
Nice.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
I will do that.
As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Alright.
Hey, Dia.
Hey.
Right on time.
Did we learn anything from the criminals?
We'll know any moment now.
Iman's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Yeah.
Really? Thanks for that.
Hey, Sino. Where are you?
Oh, Sino's here.
She's in the
He's
shade.
pretty early too.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
I mean, you never left, technically.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Okay.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Hey.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace! look furious.
Whoa, you do look mad. Uh-oh.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
The fury of your aura.
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
I hope she's okay. She mastered it really quickly, too. She really is terrifying.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The absurdity is mind-boggling. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy! Please, have mercy!
You've made your bed.
Yeah.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry.
Well, then you better help.
I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the Scarlet King's resurrection. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talk to us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process.
Where are they now?
I'm not sure.
Great.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
Yee.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Will do. Do you have any idea who that mysterious person might be?
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
It's Totore.
I believe I may know what's going on.
You do?
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
What is it, Simon? Whoa!
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
Oh. Okay. Not 100% sure if that was necessary, but okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia. Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the Academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the Academia again.
Sumeru City. Sataria also mentioned King Deshret's resurrection is just the Academia's misinformation campaign.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the Academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Let's go.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
I'm ready.
You look worried. Thinking about the village keepers?
Yes. I'd look for them myself if I could. As members of our village, each one of them is very important to me.
You have a strong sense of belonging here. I guess I'm the opposite. Mercs are stray dogs, wherever they go.
Dia, don't say that. You can be a part of this community too.
Thanks. I'll let you know when I feel like joining.
I just hope everyone's all right.
Where did Ethan go?
What scheme is the Academia brewing now?
Hey, there you are. I was wondering.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Woo!
Paimon's still thinking about food.
Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway? Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
So basically, you're just trying to figure out, like...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Go ahead, I won't stop you.
Never mind. Paimon's got nothing.
Paimon's so angry she can't even think of a name.
There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Correct.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent treatment!
He's giving us time to think.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Al-Haytham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
That's true. Where have you been?
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
And that work is...
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts.
How about you join my team?
Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing?
Not 100% sure. I think they're enlightened because we're bringing back people that are part of the village, but at the same time, there are people who were very against these folk in the beginning.
In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
What are you saying?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Like who?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons.
Why for?
Remember what Gandis said. Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them.
Doesn't change anything. Who's believed in is only if that belief manifests into actual effects.
By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
So you're saying we can find new info from someone you've already spoken to?
Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived.
Isn't that one person we talked to a while back?
The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes.
Yeah, I remember them.
You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars.
But she calls them the village keepers.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
That wasn't a lie, was it?
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
That makes sense.
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Friendly face. Me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want.
Okay.
Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler?
Oh, yeah, sure. Everybody calls me. Sure thing.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No.
Why's that?
Because it'll only result in conflict.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Kusanali's been doing her best, you know, considering everything about her, just to help this village. So I'll do the best I can to make sure that this village gets helped, and Kusanali probably will definitely do better when she's actually in charge.
Yeah, we came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Well, we didn't... I'm curious what information you have.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru.
Fit in where you feel like you fit.
Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah, it's a bit extreme, but I can see it.
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Could you make out where the sounds are coming from?
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
You need to check out that hospital.
Yeah, let's go!
This is the one.
Poof. Nice. I didn't have to do it myself.
Let's go in and take a look.
Hey, Alhaitham, we haven't found squat. Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn.
Okay.
Until then, I'm taking a break.
She's just gonna rest.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Okay, sure.
Just let Paimon read your book.
The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion, In contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Wow. It's like he's looking at the camera like Jim.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to read a book once in a while either. Maybe it's time you spread your wings and to become learned.
Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their studies.
The more you learn, the more money you can earn to support me.
Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon?
Isn't that what I'm doing now?
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Earn your keep, Paimon. I mean, you kind of earn your keep, but still.
Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the ocean somewhere.
Wow. That's finally some recognition, but wow, Paimon, thank you. It's also nice to actually get that reference to you in the very beginning, 2 years ago.
Thank you.
Aw. You're welcome, Paimon. You're welcome. Ah, nighttime.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
You should have slept well before we started.
Huh? What was that sound?
I didn't hear it.
There it is.
What was it?
It's coming from that direction.
I mean, the direction that we know it should be coming from.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
Oh. We missed that?
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
We totally missed that. Nobody spotted that. Okay, so an underground cellar. Oh boy. We got some puzzles in our way.
As I thought. There's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
"23 years old. And it... Survival will be difficult, but professional medical care." Oh. These are medical documents. This week's meals. Bean soup. Shifts. Wait. One of those names I recognize, but I'm not sure if that's just, you know, another person with the same name or... Yeah, this is definitely a little creepy.
Look, there's someone over there.
I was about to say there's no ghost, but then we did run into a ghost in the middle of... There's been ghosts in... We've run into them. So yes, the ghosts do exist in this game.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Is it a village keeper?
Wait. You're...
focused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather.
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
Oh.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
So how did he become like this?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him.
Or he doesn't have what they need.
There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. My guy who went mad.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers.
Someone else to blame, and then someone else can come and pick them up?
Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
I mean, it has to come from somewhere.
With the technology of the Sumeru academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night when no one is watching them.
That's a really coolly framed shot where it looks like the thing is slurping out of the brain or something. That is. I like how they did that. That's a cool angle.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Hyman doesn't want to think about this.
How did you learn this technology?
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
Well, that can't be right. Most of the mad scholars had made contacts with the divine consciousness in the forest. That's what the Academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and the Balladeer are using the divine knowledge capsules to turn the Balladeer into a god.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
The Academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
We'll try.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Your motives are very specific and personal.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want.
You find your limits, you find your goal, make it simple, and then do it.
The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
He rejects the notion of greater moral responsibility. He justifies his actions because true to his personal motivations. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally.
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the Academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
There's Paimon's name for him.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
So, what do we do about him?
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru village.
Got it.
We're back!
Hey! Found somebody. Not your grandpa, though.
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So,
Good.
at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Ew.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village, since divine cant knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst.
Uh-oh.
One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Maybe it's the Akasha. Not really anybody in particular, but the Akasha that's revealing everything.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue.
Care to share your thoughts?
Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is, Sino's the mole.
But not intentionally.
Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
I mean, it's kind of obvious he isn't really like any of us at all.
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The Academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing the thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the Academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
Dang.
The Academia has been watching you longer than you think.
Dang, SAT scores.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
But now we need to do something unpredictable.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
Exactly. Yeah, we're no better.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now! If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be...
One step behind him?
Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
Being smarter, Paimon.
I must go.
Yeah?
There's
Where you
also
running
something
off to?
I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him! Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I want to find Grandpa. I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Alright.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you.
I mean, that is kind of necessary.
Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
Yeah, where'd Dio go? Where'd you go?
So, where do we go from here?
Do you remember the route you took?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Into the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand. Is that because you play here a lot? Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
Go on, go, go. Don't wait for me.
There's
Sound
something
full.
here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
It's just sand.
Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work.
Now is not the time for complaining, Paimon.
Okay. So, we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there looks like it's buried really deep.
I'll just say it's not a body.
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device, something akin to a headset.
A VR thing?
Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Okay. Okay, good. I don't actually have to do it.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
Thought so.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what? Grandpa, I hope you're okay. Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Which wasn't that long ago.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
You don't run! You fly!
Flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too? Ugh, of course it is.
Paimon, we have to talk. Running over... My god, Paimon. Running over sand. Really?
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Look at him. You can see.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Tia? Why would
I'm not...
you...
I think we're missing half of the conversation.
Tia!
No, you kid!
Hey, say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here.
Yeah, I bet it's a cover for Dia, but now we might have blown it.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself, I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Shut it, Paimon.
Oh! Somebody said some harsh words to...
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
A lot of people have been telling Paimon to shut up this hard, in this world.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village Mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia.
I'm pretty sure the sun shines a lot here. More.
With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these 2 men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the Scarlet King. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage.
Okay.
These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
It's all hate on Paimon.
Well, that would be bad luck for me.
I feel like it'd be bad luck for them. This guy was able to fight Sino, and I feel Sino's like serious business.
However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars, perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest.
Wait.
What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Oh.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Girl!
Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No!
Oh my god!
What are you gonna do? Think of something!
I don't know if this is gonna happen, but it might.
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia?
Stop!
Oh. How far the commitment would be.
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Jeez, that was too close. I was like, there's no way they're just gonna... Like, I wonder if her arm is already, interesting enough. So... That was, intense?
I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I'd just have to hold my claymore with my left arm.
Please don't ever do that again.
Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
A limb, ha 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 ha.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay.
Yeah, you
I
should.
promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Kid, you promised also to stay out of trouble.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
I think he was just stating the truth.
Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be very upset with you.
Fine.
Okay. Oh, we're heading somewhere deep into the desert. Oh, we are heading to the other side of the giant pyramid. Oh, excuse me if I want to make it a walk. So much treasure. So much everything. Those don't look like anything I've seen in the Conria stuff or the Abyss. So it's definitely its own thing. What the? What the? Huh? This is... What's blocking? What the heck? Huh. To figure that out. I thought it was blocking the whole pyramid, but it's just blocking that. Alright. Oh my goodness, I've remember seeing this just from far away now. It feels so cool to actually walk up to it. Ah, we're going to the other side of it too. Tumbleweed. Okay, got another small pyramid over here. I get to climb up those pyramids. At least that one. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Again, there's still no, like, heat meter, which I'm glad for, but I'm just kind of shocked. I thought that would be the thing for this place. Maybe they are saving for Natlin. Ooh, yeah. Definitely need to grab a teleporter on this side. Whoa, sandstorm! Something was there. Is it just a tornado? Huh. What was that? Alright, one long trek across the desert. We arrive at the setting sun.
Huh. They got here before us.
Well, yeah, we walked.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
You didn't have to admit to that.
Is everything ready?
Just one prisoner, huh?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the rest?
Bring him over.
There's Grandpa, I'm certain.
Grandpa!
Hold it.
Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think?
I kind of get where he's coming
Well,
from.
let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
Oh, we fighting? Oh, she's going.
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking?
Yeah, he's shaking.
Wait a second.
Wait.
It's a earthquake!
Oh no, wait. Oh. I don't know if this is part of the plan. I'm gonna drag Paimon down with me.
Paimon's dizzy.
What the heck happened? Is everybody okay? Okay. I think that's everybody. Oh my gosh.
This day's going just great.
Yeah.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us.
I wonder if the village keeper actually activated the collapsing sand.
It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body.
No doubt. Kinda believe me?
The Dendro Archon. The present one.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no, he's getting confused again.
Hey, look around you.
Where are we?
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Is it well, it's underground now because if the sand is the top of the ground.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet King!
And you guys are alive.
And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Considering you battled him, I'm shocked he got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his sacred palace.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
One of us has to.
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
Yeah, we're on a similar mission.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of the Scarlet King's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being, or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
Okay. Hmm.
It's full of life here.
Yeah. It's only got roots and trees and all that.
This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Rahman here?
Really like to waste times on questions.
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Just make sure. Now I'm starting to think about it. I wonder if the king, like the Scarlet King, actually looks like one of the Egyptian gods. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm just making sure. Oh, okay. Let's get on this elevator and see what happens. Okay, we're going back down. That's not what I wanted. I think. Unless something changed? Wait, whoa. I think we're going back even further down. Whoa.
Now that's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's plants for not a place for a
divine
pyramid.
providence of the Scarlet King.
Whoa. Whoa! 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 Oh, that's beautiful. This looks like a miniature Emersil. Not exactly, but this is different. This is very different. Okay. Slide all these up. This is. I feel like we're more in Sumeru now.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Like we're in Sumeru, not in the. Well, we are in Sumeru, but not in the desert Sumeru. We're in the green part of Sumeru, the tundra, or the jungle. What is this?
Wait. What's that?
It's a dog.
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
Tomb.
These are Scarlet King runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient Scarlet King script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
Jeez! Does that mean Lisa knows like 20 languages?
He's not serious, right?
I think he is.
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
To forget.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
Oh, hi, Siri. What?
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself.
Also, I saw a little bit of his eye there. His eye's fine under that eye patch.
You'll understand after watching it.
But I think that's a tradition with Genshin. Everybody with eye patches doesn't really need eye patches.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
Okay.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and the Scarlet King were never enemies at all.
Interesting. So wait, was that when Rukkhadevata became Nahida?
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
kind of crazy right now.
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
She became Nahida, Paimon. So wait. That basically means Nahida and Rukkhadevata are the same person, in a way, right? Their gods have stuck by with each other through life and death, which means when they were trying to worship Greater Lord, they are actually technically just ignoring their Greater Lord, because Nahida is the same, right?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt the Scarlet King's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refused to believe any of the rumors. The Scarlet King's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, it was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans, fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell me, my Aramites and I, what are we even fighting for?
That's a good question.
Hey.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'll live. Thanks.
This is honestly, this is tough for you to accept. It's going to be almost impossible for people who aren't, unless they actually see this. But even then,
I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for.
Yeah, wait, where are the other, those other, village keepers?
But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
Problem is the others might see you as a traitor.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yeah.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their actions.
That must have been rough, but he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
This is a turn for the better.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back. Have a proper meal.
Why is food on your mind this whole time? Come on, is the desert really starving
We'll need all our
you?
energy tomorrow.
I've never seen you talk about food this much. Senna?
We're leaving.
Let him say goodbye, Paimon.
Stop yelling.
Jeez. Paimon is just getting so much aggressive behavior. And the dark sun passes. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to know what forbidden knowledge he gained, but at the same time, I think the point of that is to not know. Yo, your boss sent me. Good, you're still alive.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is, thanks for agreeing to help.
Ah, don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Nice.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
Okay. Oh.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Sages?
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
You guys are in trouble.
General Mahamatra? No, no. Make it quick, please. Swift and painless.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned pale like they've seen a ghost.
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
May I ask them a question?
Be my guest.
Okay. The sages are trying to create a new god, aren't they? Oh, yeah, you guys don't know about that.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
Yeah, I forgot to mention, the Fandango Scaramouche boy is, trying to become your new god.
How did you know?
I got friends on the other side.
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is still with you, and you guys have just locked her up.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed.
Yeah, it's kind of my fault because I went after Scaramouche and I had to give and trade my life for it and all that. Ugh.
He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's Madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Al-Haytham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, It's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
Okay. But the sage's end product won't be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. It will be the Balladeer.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is.
They just care
it's the
about the
ability to
knowledge that
exercise
they can
control
gain
over
from it.
knowledge and wisdom that matters.
In fact, if they could, they probably would just get rid of Balladeer as soon as he gains the knowledge.
It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, why try to create another one?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had indeed passed away.
Or rather, basically, Rukkhadevata regenerated, dying, and then becoming a new god of the same god by becoming younger. Basically, probably used her power up so much that she became just a baby. And now she's Kusanali, now she's Nahida.
Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom.
So that's what the Gnosis are?
Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
Even now, they still refuse to acknowledge Lesser Lord Kusanali. I never imagined a god could be subjugated to such cruelty.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Rahman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure, as you wish.
Okay. So that's the plan, or at least that's their plan. So consumed by gaining knowledge that they are willing to go to this extreme for it now. Trouble ahead for Dewey. You eat that chicken. Be last meal.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes. And each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy.
Try not to feel weighted down by what we just learned. Despite everything Lesser Lord Kusanali has done for her people, the Academia has abandoned her in the sanctuary as I have no remember, like a lost cause. Even though she's protected, have never realized that there's such a small and childlike god in their world.
Hey, say something. Stop spacing out.
Yeah, I know. This is internal monologue.
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, Paimon's so coming with you.
There you go. Go on, Paimon. You have food.
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Lots of plans.
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
I want to share everything I know with you.
So you were still withholding some information?
Sorry, I had my reasons. But now I know we're all in this together. During the conversations, Candace and Paimon bring over snacks and tea. been affected by that? Huh. Hmm. Everyone will fight for the same goal.
Even
Save
though we lived through
Kusanali.
all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
Yeah, that's everything we experienced so far in Sumeru.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I had anticipated.
Yeah, we got problems.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
Yeah.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
I hope so.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
No matter what lies ahead.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Okay. Wait. So, it is to... Do I actually have to wait for the next update? Oh my goodness. Wait, hang on. No, that's not what... No. Oh! Wait. Izuma, Mondstadt. Yeah, oh! Okay, this is gonna be a 3-part, story. Oh, I was feeling like, man, we haven't really gotten it, like, we got a lot so far to do, but it doesn't feel like we're any closer to Scaramouche. Okay. Yeah, next update is gonna be Kusanali Rescue. Oh my gosh, that's... Wow, okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's go save the kid.
Hello there. Is there anything
I'll make them?
Don't rush. This is a big undertaking, and the planning and preparation for what lies ahead will no doubt take some time.
Agreed.
Take it slowly. We need to make sure the plan is as effective as possible.
I'm glad they're giving me as much time as possible to actually kind of explore the area and stuff.
He's starting to read his book again. Hey, are you even listening?
Did you even listen to him, Paimon?
Would you like me to lend you something to read?
No way. Your books aren't quite to Paimon's tastes.
Maybe he can find a book that's to your taste, Paimon. A picture book, maybe.
I was joking. I know my books are far too difficult for you, and I have no intention of lending them out.
Ugh, you're so annoying.
Candace.
You must let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Though I cannot leave Arbor Village, I can't help but feel stirred when I see the looks in your eyes. I've never felt as roused as this when fighting alone in the past. I suppose this must be the power of camaraderie.
The past few days have been some of the most challenging work I've ever taken on. And none
Yeah,
of it'll
this
earn me
isn't
a
even like
single
your
more.
dream job. This is just you.
I can't believe it.
Look on the bright side, Dia. Maybe we'll get a huge reward after this is all over.
The God's blessings.
You've got a point. Hey, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow with more money than you could ever spend?
Paimon would buy boatloads of tasty snacks.
Yes, and I would buy as much 5 stars as I could.
That's it?
And maybe some tasty drinks as well?
Paimon has very limits.
How adorable. Well, here's to all our indulgent fantasies. If there's a chance they can come true, I'll give it my best shot. And here's hoping that everything we do from now on will change this world for the better.
In the past, I never imagined that even the gods could suffer from hardship. If we can find a way to change all of this, will this nation become a better place?
Yeah, let me list off all the gods that have gone through some lots of hardship. That's a... Oh my goodness, there's so much. Just so much. I'm glad I have time to actually kind of relax. And we got the ballad. I gotta do the ballad now. Well, at least the ballad's gonna be interesting. So yeah, on to that next. And then... I don't know. It's just so much.